11.3, we are talking about the area of a rhombus or a kite. And the formula for that is you take 1/2 the diagonal of one and a second diagonal. So we had, let's say we have let's draw this as a rhombus. And this being a kite here. The diagonal is the entire distance here, so we'll call this diagonal 1, and this is another diagonal 1 on this picture. And then the diagonal 2 is the entire distance there. It's the straight distance like so. So these examples, let's try this out. This one is just 1/2 38 times 19. Punch that in, we get 361. That's the area of that kite. This is another kite, so this is 1/2 12 times 12, which is 72. And then this one is also 1/2. The entire distance here is 12. This is 12. This is 10, and this is 14. So 10 times 14 gives us 70. Remember, you gotta add the little segments. The radius and the center, or the center and the radius of a polygon, of a regular polygon, is the exact same center of a circumscribed circle. So here, if we were to, let's say we have a circle here, and a circumscribed means it goes around the entire shape, and inside the shape is the regular polygon. So here would be our regular polygon. The center of this would also be the center of that regular polygon. We'll call this P. The radius would also be the same radius. Next, the distance from the center to any side of a regular polygon, we call that the apothem. The apothem is also the height of the base of the isosceles inside that circle. So if I had this, gonna come back to my square right here, and inside here's the center. From here to here, this part right here, this right here is the apothem. If we call this P and we call this Q, PQ is the apothem. The next one is the central angle. So the central angle, so the central angle of a regular polygon is also the radii drawn to consecutive vertices. So to find the measure of the central angle, you just take the number of sides, 360, and you divide that by the number of sides. So if I had here, and let's draw a pentagon inside this. So there's 5 sides. Not the best pentagon, but it has 5 sides. So we just take, if this is the central angle here, and we call this BFA, measure angle BFA is 360 degrees divided by the number of sides. The number of sides is 5. So divide that by 5, we get 72 degrees per central angle. So then this right here is 72 degrees. So let's try this out. So we had 10 sides. We take 360, divide that by 10, we get 36 degrees. If we have 8 360 divided by 8, we get 45 degrees. We get 24, we get 360 divided by 24 sides. That's a lots of sides on that polygon. That is 15 degrees per central angle. Lastly, the last concept is the area of a regular polygon. And as you might remember, or hopefully not forget, a regular polygon, every single side of a regular polygon is exactly the same. So the formula is 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter, or 1/2 the apothem times the number of sides times the S, which is, we call it base. So A is the apothem, N is number of sides, S is the distance of the base, and then P is perimeter. Okay. So let's try this out here. This 2.6, it goes all the way across, so that is our S. There, if we count all the way around, we do 1, 2, 3, 4. The number of sides is 9. We want to find this here, which is A, the apothem. So we got to do the Pythagorean theorem because we have 2 sides. We just got to find the third, so A squared. And we want half of that 2.6, not the whole thing. 1.3 squared equals 4 squared. I'm going to do 4 squared minus 1.3 squared. A squared is 14.31. Square root both sides. A is 3.8. Put it in our formula. So 1/2 3.8, which is the apothem, times 9, the number of sides, times 2.6, which is our base length. Multiply all that through, that is 44.6. The next one, Pythagorean theorem again. So this time we'll say B squared plus 6.5 squared equals 8 squared. 8 squared minus 6.5 squared gives us B squared as 21.75. Then square root it. B is then 4.7. We want to put that into our formula. So 1/2 6.5, which is our apothem. There are 5 sides, and there's 5 sides to this shape, and then times 9.4, which is gonna be our base. In order to get S, so we got 4.7, we need to multiply that by 2. S equals 4.7 times 2, which is 9.4. Multiply all that through, we get 152.75 for this shape. Last one, we have N. If we count around, there's 10 sides. Let's use our triangle here. So this here, if I drew a triangle all the way like to the apothem, it goes down to the middle. So this is 3.5, and we'll call this A for the apothem. So we do A squared plus 3.5 squared equals 9 squared. Subtract 9 squared from 3.5 squared, or 9 squared minus 3.5 squared, so A squared is then 68.75. Square root both sides. A is 8.3. So then put in our formula, 1/2 8.3, there are 10 sides, times 7 for the base. So then we get 290.5.